My name is Levent Osturk. I have actually two jobs for living. One is the journalism, which is I am more than 30 years working as a war correspondent. And the second one is the same time I'm also working with humanitarian organizations for emergency support, war zones, crisis areas, whatever you can call. So I'm doing the both job in the same time sometimes, but sometimes separately. But this is my life doing it. And I'm working many places, as you call, crisis area. Afghanistan, Yemen, Sudan, Syria. As the war or crisis humanitarian actions, I was there and doing the stories. Also, actively working with International Blue Crescent, IBC. It's the humanitarian organization in Istanbul. We're also working COVID-19 projects for different regions to support the vulnerable areas as a hygiene kits or some medicines, whatever we can do. So that's my lifestyle. I'm always in the area who needs somebody, some humanitarian actions, or if there's some need to be make stories, I'm there.
So cool. There, yes, like a photographer and an interviewer is always like my dream job. So, how long have you been in Afghanistan? Because I see your Instagram, you have a very long stories of Afghanistan and the stories that you filmed. Yes.
Well, recently I can say in 1 month I was present there, but last 20 years, when the invasion started with NATO and American troops, I was there and then stayed, live in Afghanistan. So I have a connection with Afghanistan last 20 years, living there and coming back to my sometimes or going to other places to make my job done with different projects. But Afghanistan is one of my base to be always connected. I have an office there, I have a home there, so I'm always connecting with Afghanistan different times.
So may I ask? Keep going. Sorry.
Before the COVID starts, I was there. After the COVID, I couldn't able to go there. But recently, I was in Afghanistan during the last crisis, or I can say the new government, the Taliban is now on the control. So I'm working some humanitarian project, making stories to the Turkish state TV.
So, like Afghanistan have very different situation as I have been interviewed with, but so, like, what do you think is a COVID situation now in Afghanistan? Because I have been watching on YouTube today, and I found I searched about COVID Afghanistan, and it showed up with, let me see, they were described as the forgotten panic in Afghanistan. What do you think, as a photographer in Afghanistan? What do you see, and what do you think about the COVID situation?
Well, I think they don't. Around the world, Corona too much affected because the people normal life became devastating. But in Afghanistan, people lives already was devastated. So they didn't too much care about the COVID-19 situation because they have another issues. Children died for nutrition or health problems. There is no health system correct. Even during 20 years when the Western troop is there, terrorism or bombing or clashes, Taliban between armies. The number of casualties higher than corona, I can say. So the corona wasn't too much problem for them, even the beginning of the world concern. Of course, they also shut down and affected by that, but I see they are already open with the WHO support and the corona centers to be people came there and for the center whose quarantine centers they have, but not too much number the people living in there. I mean, because they're not going, they don't have any chance to go to the doctor to be asking I am corona or not. I mean, that's that they don't have a normal life like we have. Think about it. They're mostly living in rural area, which is nobody access there. So how can you provide information about the real corona cases? Because even the normal situation of the health, nobody reached the local. Now only the cities have some numbers, and now the Nangarhar province, Jalalabad is the capital. The number is rising. The last report says that there's a really critical condition, the rising of the number COVID-19 cases. In Kabul, the capital,
Yes.
also daily they have some birds coming around. Unfortunately, only one facility working about this action, Afghan Japan Hospital, is getting closed because of lack of lack of budget. So the people who working there, they can't get their salaries, and there is no medicine or test kits or something. So this facility with 200-bed hospital will close soon. So there is no more in Kandahar, in capital, corona center.
But after the Taliban, control the whole country, did they still take, the look to COVID, lockdowns? Do they take anything to, to solve the corona problem?
There is no serious action about corona, I can say, because they have a lot of other issues to discuss with. I mean, and also on the streets, you can see people wearing the mask, even the closed areas. I mean, nobody cares too much about the corona. I have to tell you that, because there is no too much high death case from corona, and no fear about corona too much. This is my observation in the people. I mean, maybe at the beginning a little bit, but now they see, okay, nobody's dying for corona, why we are care about it? And also, I have to tell you one thing, I seen also in too, cases is high, but the people, I think, more stronger than the city, the civilized countries people, because they are already facing many different, environments to be get more stronger than the people who's living the civilization. I mean, the big cities or moderate cities, because they are living with the nature, understand? And Afghanistan, there is no pollution too much, because there is no other affection. So people are living very good condition for the especially green areas or mountain areas. Believe me, the corona is not the case now in Afghanistan.
Yeah, but
there's a case, but not even nobody is mentioned the name of Afghanistan is affected too much from corona.
Oh, right.
And his life is not too much. Life is also not too much affected by corona. There is no consideration to be locked down or something like that.
Yeah, but like living in Afghanistan, you didn't see anybody have the like Do you have any people that you see they have the they are like losing smile, getting cough, like no, there's nobody you see or having the the
Not
COVID.
too much. Even the hospitals, look, I also visit hospitals. The hospital cases is about mostly the child and mother and child problems, because they don't have enough food. The children doesn't have enough food.
So
to,
so in the whole problem,
have a chance to feed them.
So you
But
like
there is
that's
no corona cases. Yes.
Yeah,
They
so-
have
So that means like they didn't even have like they have to worry a lot of things that's much more important than like
Yes.
than corona, than getting
Correct.
a
That's the-
disease. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is the last thing they are concerned, because they said, okay, we are not dying from corona. They think, okay, I have a flu, but there is no serious death case from corona. Daily bomb attacks or terrorist attacks kill more people than the corona. So people just fear about the security, not against anything about the corona. They said corona is destiny. If it comes, we will face it, and we will fight. If we have a die, we die. That's the destiny. But there is no high profile action against corona. Just normal, because of WHO standards before the Taliban came. After the Taliban came, all system is collapsed. So they also not any consideration about giving any extra precaution from the COVID-19 right now. Even in the press conference, nobody is mentioning that.
I know, yeah. So, yeah, that's a problem. So, but like, I have seen many videos and pictures about the day that Taliban take control of, Kabul, and like, have you been there at the same time? Do you?
Yeah, I visited. Yes. Look, before I go, maybe it was like that. I mean, maybe in before August. I'm talking about. I don't know, but lately I didn't see any report or any. I visited the hospital who is dealing with the corona. I mean, I'm talking about the Afghan Japan hospital, which is almost they are going to close. There was 50 patients in there. They are saying that daily normally we receive 200 patients approximately, the suspicions of corona, but they don't have extra kits for be detected these cases. So if they don't have enough kits for detection, how can they describe the people Afghanistan corona cases? Is that possible to them?
Yeah.
Which means they are now out of sources to be work or against something corona.
I
That's
have.
the reality.
Yes, I have researched about many. Like I was trying to find an interview from like from the August to now, and yeah, you're the first one that I found you would like to share. So like, but I know that I have found on like everything that I can, like every social media platform, every like Google search and everything. I try to search about like what happened after Taliban came to the city, and do they care about coronavirus, and do they take any movement
Nobody
to stop?
really-
Yeah, but like nobody really cares. And
Did you see the picture? Did you see the picture? Taliban wearing mask on the street?
no. I mean, there's no picture
Nobody's
about
wearing
it,
that.
and
Nobody.
I know, and
And also there is no nobody is even there. Sometimes in elevators, if you go in, some people, but not. I mean, believe me, nobody is wearing even the mask.
yeah.
And also, I didn't see anyone. I didn't see anyone complain about flus or a cough or some cold. No, that's also not the case.
No mask, no
That's also,
lockdowns,
I mean-
not any actions. Like people didn't
Yeah,
even know about this.
COVID-19 just I mean, for them, COVID-19 is just the corona, the world scares virus around the world, but doesn't affect too much people life in Afghanistan because their life already affected by different circumstances, you know.
Yes, I understand. So, I mean, a little bit out of the topic. So, at the time, I am Chinese, and I live in China during the whole COVID like start till now. And me and my dad was having a conversation about this virus really as strong as like the news and the report was described, but then we figure out it's it's not a big disease compared what we have in the history, but like people are living so in the civilized countries for very long. Like most of people now are living in a civilized country.
I touched a little bit, but I have to tell you one thing. It depends on the person, what kind of environment he's living, okay? This disease, believe me, affects the people who cares about any dust or any dirty place to not be go, all right? Because his body, I'm not expert of health, but I see many things around the world. Look, I visit many international IDP camps, even in Syria. The camps doesn't affect any COVID-19 actions. If it's affected, thousands of billion people will die in Syria because of that. Because they are living already very bad condition, and their body and their system is very strong because of they are fighting against the cold, fighting against the bad environment, and it became, what can I say, they get self-injected against all the disease. You understand my mind?
Yes, I understand.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, but I have another question because back in last week I have a conversation with a university student from Myanmar, and they will have, I will say, a little bit similar situation like Afghanistan. Like they have military crop, and the people were on the street and students were in their house for almost 2 years. But why in Myanmar they still have COVID but not in Afghanistan? She had described me how they have lockdowns and many people die, her neighbor die because of COVID, but why not in Afghanistan?
Again, I'm telling you things. Myanmar or the regional people's physical, details. I mean, about strong for the disease will be different from the Afghan people. Understand? It's about the geographic. My opinion, it's about a little bit geographic position where you're living. This is my experience. I mean, it's very big question why the COVID not too much. Why the people not dying from COVID? Maybe they're dying, but nobody knows because there is no proper system to be detect for the people from the tents or homes because of COVID or not. It is normal death. I mean, it's normal. But the rate of the death also not too much looking connected with the corona. If it's that, it will be already find out by the humanitarian organization or WHO in Afghanistan, which means there is no high critical alert about Afghanistan to the world. Yeah, the number is going high. Yes, numbers will be in some places a little bit not like we are facing in the civilization countries. Even they're not injected, many of the people. So it's a myth. Why? I don't know. For my opinion, it's a little bit psychological because they don't care about the corona threat. If you're scared from corona, it's gonna be hit you. But if you're not thinking anything about it, what can I do or something? I don't think your body is reacting to be vulnerable body. It will be automatically became stronger than. This is my opinion. I mean, I can't explain for you with this bad English pronunciation. But I have to tell you one thing. I'm seeing the people on the camps, very bad area. living 10 years in the camps in Syria or in Afghanistan, very bad condition, no civilization, no electricity, no nothing. But if you look the case numbers, it's down. Pakistan, yes, number is high, but they have a little bit more civilization than the other neighbors. India, the same. But the heat is too much in the India and other side. Afghanistan is not like that. Maybe, I don't know, it's about the, the climate around. But
Yeah, I
yeah, I have
understand.
to tell you
So
that.
it depends on many reasons, not just
There
like,
is
one street.
This year, one thing I am very concerned about now is the harsh winter is coming. That will be effect for the children, especially for the dying because of cold. But I don't know. There is a number cases going to be high about the corona. Now it's a little bit unknown, but we'll see. But right now, corona is not too much big concern from Afghanistan.
Yeah, I
People like
understand.
this it don't affect it. Everybody is living in normal life without mask. Yeah, you can see the mask, but not too much.
How many percent, like how many percentage you can see people wearing mask on the
100
street?
you see hundred people on the street. You can see only 2-3 of them wearing the mask.
Yeah. Sorry. One question, one more. So like, how many how many cities have you been in Afghanistan during the COVID?
Well, at least 3 big cities I visited. 3-4 big cities. Same situation. Nobody. Look, the Kabul and Mazar Sharif in north and Kunduz in the more north. There are big cities in Afghanistan, but there is no. I didn't see any consideration about the COVID-19. They're always asking, we are going to be die because of hunger, not for COVID.
Understand, totally understand. All right. I mean, this is pretty like meaningful. Like, whole world were like looking about COVID, and I remember still like Elon Musk post about a Twitter and saying like, you don't see any Taliban's wearing mask, and like you don't see any COVID like cases in Afghanistan. But yes, I mean this is very, very, very meaningful. Like in this world
We are
of
not seeing it. No, don't. We can't say that. We can't say that. Maybe there is a lot of kids, but not detected because there is no enough. There is no enough kit for the kids. Corona prevention for corona is not too much concern in Afghanistan. So you can't say that how many people is really affected because there is no test for the people. Only they're going to fly to Iran if they want to go. They're going to center of test center. I mean,
yes,
they have some numbers maybe, but
what I mean
generally,
is,
I have
yeah.
to tell you that.
Yeah, but what I mean is like, we are like most of people in the world now live in a civilized country, and we have a proper like hospitals and all those housing that prepare for like you. But like as a real like in Afghanistan, maybe in other place in Myanmar, and poor place in India, people are living with natural, and as natural living, like COVID isn't really a big deal to human beings, not to us, but like as people living as a human being living in a civilized country. Yes, we got feared a lot about this, but seriously, there's not like searching in the database, there's not many deaths compared to the year before the COVID cases. So I mean this is pretty meaningful to do an interview about the COVID cases in Afghanistan. I mean there's not many similar situations in Afghanistan, and yes. So that's what I mean. Yeah. I think just one more. I have like something more to say, but I forgot. Like, all right. Oh yes, oh yes. Very interesting. A question that interests me a lot is like, I have searched about Afghanistan situation now based on the Taliban's rule under the Taliban's rule, and I didn't see, but just by what I find on the social media, I didn't see any big changes. Like as like a friends living in Afghanistan before, what do you feel the most changed after the Taliban ruled the country?
Only thing is changed the women rights and the education situation. I have to say that, but people must understand that Afghanistan he have his own cultural manners. I mean, Taliban is presenting for hard Pashtun cultural way. I was also thinking before the Taliban came, if they come, what's going to be happened? And also on the way to Afghanistan, I was thinking that I'm going to see many different things like people getting abused by someone who's saying that why you're dressing like that or someone. But what I'm seeing on the go, they're so kind for their people, and they're saying don't do this. And they are, of course, concerned about security too much. Now they are trying to look like very positive, not too much aggressive. Well, there is nothing to change in Afghanistan after the Taliban came. Something is going worse because of system is collapsed. Taliban now changed the system, which is bad or good. It was a system, created by Western force. But now, the fear of Taliban, most of the people who's working on the desk or on the ground with the governor offices, they are not in there. So the especially work for governor office or governmental facilities system is collapsed. Now they're trying to get it back. They are called the old workers to come back again their posts, and most of them seeing Taliban not harm them, look like. So they need also money, they need also income, which is recently the payment starts. There was no payment last 3 months also too. Yes. Taliban also can't pay their own soldiers. That's food soldiers. That's another problem on the future, I believe. But generally, Afghanistan is in the war in 50 years. They are now only concerned, the people concerned is their security. Yes, ISIS is a big deal now, but it was also there. But after Taliban came, the crime rate is down. So people are a little bit happy with that. Especially the mob was there too much.
I have many news. How do they treat the crime? How do they treat or control the crime?
The fear of Taliban is enough, because the criminals can't act. If they cut, they will be facing very hard punishment. So they know that. That's why they are scared to do something, to do action like that. So this is the main issue, the main reason. They know Taliban is not forgive to do some criminal acts on the ground. So they are so scaring to be cut by the Taliban law enforcement groups. That's why they are underground now. They're doing anything wrong. That's why. But this is the one thing you're facing. Another one, the economy is very go down now, and they not have any educated people in their hand. The Taliban problem is even they are looking good for the future of Afghanistan, they don't have educated the people who qualified their jobs to do on the offices. That's the big problem, because if you don't have
sorry, is there some Wi-Fi connection issues I think
and the system
my
completely goes down.
Can you still like see women walking on the streets or go to universities or school?
Yes, like before. Yes,
Like before?
yes, and they're not too much. Nobody forcing them what you're wearing. I mean, they're already close. This is Islamic country, but I was thinking that the ladies will be have harassment by the Taliban forces, which is not. Now they are living on the street. They are going there. Someone is going to job. Someone is going to street, but nobody is interfering them. I mean, the Kabul or Kunduz or other side. But of course, the fear is affected by women because they don't know what kind of treatment they can have if any problem goes on with Taliban.
Yeah.
So Taliban now make a distance between the women. They are make limited their capacity of the work and capacity of social life. But on the street, the women's dressing the old tradition style again, like they are before, and there is not too much. There is no. I can't see any bad behave against the woman on the street. But rural areas, I don't know what's going on. There's rural areas, maybe it's not like that because Taliban is not educated people on the ground. Only they are taking the orders and they are following the orders. The order came from the highest ground of the Taliban. Says do not touch women or make any bad weave around the world. We are bad for the ladies or something like that. Which means now everything is a little bit not differences than before. Culturally, they're already dressed up same. But on the street also, they're not asking, where are you going? Why you are alone or something? Where is your husband? This kind of question is not, I didn't see anything like that. After hours, I mean, maybe lately, around after 8 or 9 o'clock, of course, streets are empty. Nobody's out.
But like photos like female, like how do you say, female photos were being covered. Did it really happen in like Kabul?
I didn't see anything like that. Even I didn't face anything like that. Maybe happened some different areas, but publicly, no. There is no. But what happened one time when they first came, the ladies trying to make protest. They're still protesting, and the order from Taliban is do not touch the woman. Even they are protesting, do not engage.
All right. Yes, because I see I think August or like October, because I see like Taliban students and women were protest on the street, and they were posting videos about it. But not now. I can't find any videos now. Maybe because the search describes.
Well, I have to tell you. I mean, sometimes they're provocating Taliban too. I have to tell you honestly about that. This is the regime, and that they want to be make louder about. Of course, their right is important, but this is not the way to create some conflict between Taliban on the streets and show the world Taliban is bad for women. Yeah, I mean, that's another thing. We have to be a little bit careful about the images. And the few of the women on the street now, they are educated people. Unfortunately, educated ladies have a problem because they don't have any chance to get a good job for them anymore, because Taliban not give them the chance to work for.
So now Taliban doesn't have, like, they are not allowed women to getting a job? Does it mean like this?
I mean, no, not like that. Which means care of Taliban, and also the companies scared to be hire the ladies because it's risky. That's affected too.
I understand. So same like
Most of the,
yeah, same like what it
woman
did
doesn't
to
want
like
to go to, doesn't want to go to, they don't want to go to job because they are scared. I mean, they don't know what kind of things they are going to face.
I understand.
So they don't know how they behave. So they decided to sit house, not go out.
Oh, I understand. So seem like some of the women choose to wear traditional dresses now on the street. So there is a similar thing. So they were scared if anything happened if they did what as they did as usual.
Yeah, you can't erase this fear easily. It takes time because Taliban have very bad reputation the previous years. What they did for the women. But now on the street, I mean traditional dress, I'm not talking about burqa. I'm talking about scarf or normal dress, like their face is open.
So
but ladies more care corona.
Yeah, but like do you see like more ladies wearing like burqa on the street now after the Taliban's control? No.
Especially not in Kabul. And yes, there is a burqa, but not too much, not allowed. And nobody's forcing the ladies wear the burqa.
Okay, sure. All right. Okay, right. So like after seeing so many things happening like in Afghanistan, I mean you have how many places have you traveled during the COVID pandemic?
I mean, if you talk many public places, I have to say that many places, restaurants or shopping malls or villages or streets. And I can't describe to you how much places where are the places, but a lot of places I visit.
Yeah. So what do you think, is there any good thing that happened during the COVID pandemic?
Well, if you ask for Afghanistan, there is nothing changed. Nothing make differences to the people. Just a little bit more concern, maybe another problem in their life. But there is no restriction for the COVID. If you go into the AVM, nobody asking to you, are you injected or not? Do you have any code or something? So you can easily go in out, even if you're not wearing the mask. So think about it. I'm telling you, Afghanistan, corona is not a big case.
Yeah.
For the people.
Yeah, so like you can't see any effect or any impact. So there is not a good impact or bad impact because you can't find any impact to the.
Yeah, there's a lot of is going on in Afghanistan. I mean, nobody cares about what they're, because they don't look. COVID affect the people who have normal lives. Look, the generation, they're always looking their phones, they're playing games. Even the electricity cut, they're going to be, suffering too much. Oh, electricity is gone. I mean, internet is gone. How can I leave now? No, I don't have internet. How to go on or something about it? But they don't have any problem like that. They have another consideration. How can I feed my children? How can I make my security? How can I secure my home? This is their main problems now. COVID is if you make the number of the priorities, it became 5 or 6, maybe down.
Oh, another question that just jumped out. Yes, yeah. Please continue if you like. Yeah, sorry.
No, I'm saying that it's the for their priority of their life now, life safety. But corona is not directly treating them as a dead.
Yeah, but another question that I want to say before, so I mean during the COVID pandemic and Taliban's rule over the whole country, there's totally no like tradings between, like there's no incomes for the country or for people. I think they get less income. Did Taliban or the government before offers any subsidies or any supplies to the people?
Well, I can't say anything before. Of course, the previous government have a project with the international communities like NGOs or United Nations or WHO.
Yes.
But right now it's suspended, but WHO is working again. They start operation. So they already give the money for the health workers. They start to give them because they don't want the health facilities be closed. All right, but unfortunately there is no money. There is no income. Of course, it's affected all the people's life, and the priority of now is living, not working against the corona cases or something like that. Few people who is on the job to do that, they are concerned too much. Doctors, health workers, of course they are onto it, but the normal people who is living in the streets, they are already thinking, if I got some flu or other disease, or is it corona, how can I get treatment, because there is no place they get.
Yeah, totally understand, right?
Now is
Yeah.
really critical situation because the health facilities are completely out of action, mostly.
I mean, did Taliban control the network or social media? Because I can't find many good informations from Afghanistan on whether Instagram,
Because
Facebook, or YouTube.
They're speaking on ma'am. That's the important thing. They're not speaking English. They're not speaking, or they don't care about English. They are only communication with the Pashto language or Farsi language. If somebody knows the Pashtun or Farsi, they can get more information. But if you look to sources of English, who's translating? I mean, and how is translating? Is it a good way to translating or bad way? You have to also check twice about that. So if you don't know the local language or someone you trust can give you the real translation about their old Twitters or social media, then you can get some fine information. With English information, it will be manipulated.
Yes, but there must be university students for in Kabul. There must be a group of people who know English and who goes on English social media. But still, I can't see anything post on social media about Afghanistan or anything. Not many good information.
Yes, of course they're sharing, but they're scared. If it's fine, if they're, of course, even in English, if you write something about the Taliban or regime or something, it's a bit dangerous. So they decided not to share anything with the world. And also this is Afghanistan. I mean, believe me, this is not. You can't say. I mean, there's one thing I have to warn the people also too.
Yes.
Look, every country have their own culture and their own way to face their problems and solve the problems. If you try to intervene, then it will be worse, which is 20 years international community did that. What's changed? Nothing is changed in Afghanistan. 20 years Western was there. Every power was there. What happened in the 20 years? Nothing happened. Only few Afghan get money, and the rest of the people still poor. Why? Because nobody's care about normal people in Afghanistan or in Pakistan, in the region. Everybody who's the caste system or the tribe system is affected too much. Who's the leader of the tribe? He is getting all the benefits, not around the people. That's another reality.
Yeah,
but
seeing. but like seeing Taliban's control the whole city, and you know, I don't know. As a teenager, I search on social media. Like you only can feel like, you know, bad. You feel very bad for them, and you think like, oh, yes, Taliban's is not as good as like the government before, maybe, but like because you only can find information on social media, and you only can see the information that people want you to know or they want you to see. So yeah.
Well, the thing is, maybe we are missing some of the social media accounts who's describing the country situation, but most of the people left the country. I mean, especially for the educated people, because they have a chance, they already left the country. So who's left behind? Who's staying behind? They are now only thinking about how we can continue our lives without affecting for change. I mean, this kind of change. But another thing, live a little bit alone, the Afghan people, to do something their own way. I mean, yes, we are not agree with some of their style of Taliban, but the reality now, they're on charge, which means we have to be a little bit wait what they're doing. Are they massacre the people, or are they killing? I mean, look, I have to tell the people, do not make double facing. Another country, there's many countries, Saudi Arabia, you think the ladies have the right? They are also be closed by the rules of the Islamic, and even they just get the right to drive the car, and people say, "Oh, this is a development." Come on, I mean, this is not different enough.
Yes. Oh, yes. I remember. So, like in Saudi Arabia, women are not allowed to drive cars, and all others. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
So, are you blaming who's making very big speech about that? I didn't hear anything about against Saudi Arabia. Oh, you're violating women's rights. Where are they? No. In Afghanistan, yes, important to support women's rights, but you have to also think about their culture. Afghanistan is very, in the rural areas especially, depend on the cultural life and also too much stick with the Islamic rules. This is their life. You can't immediately change this. You can't make them moderate immediately. And please let them, they've decided if they want to go to moderate or not. Okay? So in the rural areas I'm talking, but in the cities, yes, the ladies who educated, who wants to go to job, they have to be allowed to go. Taliban must understand that and also give the chance for that. We'll see. And I think they are on the path to do that. They understand if they want to be peace with the Western countries or around the world, they have to do something about it. But right now, it's a changing time, and we'll see how it's going to be changed. They can't change immediately 50 years war zone to become heaven to everyone. Yes. That's not possible.
Understand. Yeah. Yeah, a little bit out of topic. So like, you know, I am a Chinese, so it's a little bit out of the interview. I'm a Chinese, and living in China is feeling like, you know, you feel that like the scare as well, because your internet will control everything you talk, where like people will like, you know, the police we have you know, how do you say, like we have a bunch of people working, paid for money to control the Wi-Fi and control what we say. We have the same, like as like a Chinese, and we have lived in the Western world before, we have the same fear, I think, as a civilized, you know, like Afghanistan woman and child and all those things. Yes. And
you were right about it.
We have the same fear, so I totally understand that, like even though like Taliban didn't say nothing about not letting women to go to work, but people just still scared to go there. I understand this. you know, like similar like in China, like people, they have that deep fear, even though that ruler, that like emperor or ruler doesn't tell you not to do something or make the rule, but you have the fear deep in your heart and telling you not to do this and not to do that. And you know, just you have to be aware of everything that you said, everything that you did, even everything that you told your best friend with. So yeah, I totally understand what people are facing, but I will say, like, just, you know, give it to time, like you will see it after time goes. So yeah. Yeah.
Well, I have a question for you. Are you really 70 years old?
Yes, I am. I am 17 years old. I'm 2004.
You're
Yeah.
way of that, because about your knowledge and your way to speak, and also to the questions. I'm congratulate you. You're, I mean, up to 17. I mean, I'm not saying to physically, but you. I mean, you did very good job. I mean, I'm very impressed.
Thank you so much. Yes, so thank you for your support. Like, I mean, like, it's hard for me as a 17 years old myself to do this, because like, you know, I'm a Chinese. I haven't been in like international for a very long time, and I was always trying to find somebody like support or partner or volunteer, or maybe we can join up together to help. But I mean, like, I'm still learning. Maybe we can do that. Maybe I can reach my goal of 2033 interview someday, right? Yeah. Anyway, thank you for the conversation for today.
Thank you so much. I'm really enjoyed to be join your questions and answer your question and share with you to my view. Thank you so much. It was nice.
Same. All right. I think I will edit this video within 3 days. Maybe I have to, like, you know, we have some internet issues over there. Maybe I have to make a little bit edit over there. But yeah, so maybe we can connect later on Instagram and we can end for this.
Why?
Right. Thank you. Thank you for participating in this, and
Thank you.
bye. Have a nice day.